Let me start by asking you a question. Do you use a design process? In this video, I'm going to talk about the design process because this is something that is really important to me and something that I think is really important to you if you're an aspiring designer. Because design process is really important and it can make you stand out and separate the difference from pros and amateur designers. So let's talk about the design process. So what is a design process? Well, a design process is an approach that you can take in your design work. Now, every time I create a piece of design work, I use a design process, and I currently have a design process here printed out. Now, in this example, this is a logo design process. Now, I also have a process for things like branding and other sort of creative projects, but for this, I'm just going to use my logo design process. So what this is like a checklist, and this is something that I've perfected over the last 10 years of my experience. When I was a young designer, I used to have anxiety about where to start, what to do, in what order, and it really caused me a lot of anxiety. Anxiety can really kill your creativity. So every project I undertook, I took notes of my process, so the next time I took on a project, it was easier. So after 10 years, I now have a fully locked in process where every time I undertake a project, I just follow the steps and I can really spend my time being creative other than wondering what to do. Now, a process is really good because it can help you articulate your design, it can help you quote for your design, it can help with your time management and all that sort of thing. So a design process is simply your approach in how you do your work. Now, as I was saying earlier on, every time I do design, I like to have meaning and substance. I don't just design for the sake of it. I don't follow trends. I don't just come up with arbitrary design. I always like my design to have meaning. And one of the best ways to solve that and to ensure that you have meaning is to follow a design process. So here is an example of my design process. Now, every designer is different and every designer will have their own process. But on this occasion, I just want to share with you my design process real quick so you can get a better idea of what exactly a design process is. So for my design process, I typically follow 4 phases. And here I have these printed out. And the 4 phases basically ensure that I cover all the main key steps that I need to fully understand what it is I'm designing and to encourage me to think creatively, think out of the box, do my research, brainstorming to artwork and design and do all the key steps that will ensure that my design is really on point and it's really good quality. So for my phase one is all about learning and discovery. And here you can see this contains a few steps. We have 5 steps here, and the steps here are design brief review, project research, brainstorming, plan creative direction, and visual research. So this phase is just all about, it's not even about design, it's just about understanding. When I undertake design, it's always good to fully understand what it is you're designing for. So I will always take steps to do that. So before I even start thinking about any creative solutions or anything, I will always fully immerse myself in the discovery process. And here you can see there's lots of tasks for each step. And as I undertake these, some of them are relevant and some of them are not. It all depends. Every project is different. But as I work through this, I'll tick off the boxes just to make sure that I'm covering each step and making progress. So once I've finished phase 1, I then like to move on to phase 2. Now, in my process, phase 2 is visual concept and design. Now, after I feel satisfied with phase 1 and I feel I have a full understanding and I have lots of ideas and creative ideas and territories to base my design on, I'll then start to sketch. You know, here we have 3 steps: sketch ideas, refine sketches and draw scamps, and compose logo formulas. So here I'll just start sketching my design ideas on paper, and then, I'll refine my ideas and then create logo formulas. So in this phase, it's all about really doing design, raw design, seeing how my ideas can come together visually and really testing my design ideas. So then once I've finished with phase 2 and I feel like I'm happy with phase 2 and I have some solid work and ideas from phase 2, I'll then move on to phase 3. And here we have phase 3, which is visual artwork and design, which includes 4 steps. So what I'll do here is I'll convert my sketch designs into vector artwork. I'll use typography if if appropriate. If I'm working on a logo design and it has any type elements, I'll be sure to follow a bunch of tasks to make sure that I research and build the right typeface and customize any typefaces if I need to. And then on step 3, I'll finalize my logo compositions. And then in step 4, I'll finalize color. So in the context of logo design, in phase 3, I'll be on the computer. So after sketching, I'll jump on the computer, and it's only then I get on the computer to work my design up. And then lastly, once I'm happy with phase 3 and I have all my work, I'll move on to phase 4. And this is where I'll look to present my logo design. So here we have 5 steps. We have place logo designs in situ, create a proposal deck, present to the client, implement any feedback that I might get from the presentation, and then deliver the final logo design. So this phase is all about finalizing the project. So in this context, it's logo design, but this could easily be for branding. But of course, some of the steps would change. But as you can see, 4 key phases. 1, learn and discover. 2, visual concept and design. Phase 3, visual artwork. And phase 4, present designs. Now, this could be applied to any process. You could be doing UI design for websites. You could be doing fashion design. You could be doing product design. Any design that you do can be applied. This process can be applied. So this is a design process that I have perfected for logo design. Now I have this for other things like branding, but in this case, I'm showing my logo process. So this is a process that I have designed and I follow every time I do a project, and it always guarantees great results. So that is my design process, and that is what a design process is. It's simply a method that you can use to approach your creative tasks. And if you get a good process going, it can really help speed up your workflow, and it can ensure that you do quality work, and it can separate you from the amateurs. Think about it, guys. Don't work hard, work smart. So if you want to improve your time management, if you want to improve your work, then I'm telling you now, guys, improve your design process. So tell me, guys, do you use a design process in your creative work? Tell me in the comments. Let me know. Do you use a design process? And if you do, share your comments below so we can all learn from them. Now, if you're interested in my logo design process, this is my design process checklist from a course which I recently released over on my GDS channel for creating pro logos. If you want to check that out, jump over, the link is in the description, and you can get access to this and you can learn about this process far more thoroughly and in depth. So that's it, guys. That's design process. If you don't use a design process, I strongly encourage you to start using a design process, because you're gonna find it's gonna help your design approach going forward. So there you go, guys. If you like this video, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and I'll see you in the next video.